There we go. Yeah, I know. All right, let's do this.
Fuck you, motherfucker!
What? Who the hell's cursing on my stream? I'm the only one allowed to curse on my stream. I have to figure out more about this TruckersMP. There's no cursing on TruckersMP. So they said. Of course I'm out of something to drink. All right. First, we get all the distance stuff for this. And then we'll go from there. We'll go into the fuel economy. Are you kidding me? How did I miss a turn? All right, we'll jump up in a minute. Somehow I missed a turn. That's pretty crazy. Right there. Really? This isn't good. Bakersfield, California. Ah, that's why. Okay. All right. It's not my money on gas. I missed the turn for I-40 somewhere. Okay, 303. It looked like will take me past what I need and allow me to bypass Phoenix. Yep. Here we go.
He was
If I reset the navigation, how come it didn't reset on this? Not Route 60, it's the main highway. Okay.
How you love me electric, like you do. Love it, how you love me electric, always you. Love it, how you love me electric, electric. I love it, how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric. Baby, keep the light on for
Okay.
home. Know I got you forever wherever I go. I feel like I'm high. Oh, and I wouldn't change the way you got me jumping through hoops. All the wishes in the world and I wish for you. I feel like I'm dying. Oh, and I found heaven in your eyes. Tell me it's all mine, holding on too tight. You were like a neon sign in a starless night, showing up so bright. Can't get over how you talk to me, like I'm all you ever gonna need. Seeing colors that I've never seen. I love it, how you love me electric, like you do. Love it, how you love me electric, always you.
Check the mirrors, check the mirrors. Okay. All right, we're on for the long haul now. But remember, I'm not paying for the gas right now, so I'm gonna run it hard. pull in, check our map.
Showing us so bright. Can't get over how you talk to me. Like I'm all you're ever gonna need. Seeing colors that I've never seen. I love it how you love me electric, like you do. Love it how you love me electric, always you. Love it how you love me electric, electric. I love it how you love me electric, love me electric. Electric, I love it how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric. The sky turns gray against a fiery display of red and golden hues, like the day I fell for you. So what will you do when the sun begins to fall? I'm waiting here for you.
Really?
Won't you answer my call? Don't you wanna get cozy with me? We'll dive into a reverie. Oh, don't you wanna get cozy? We'll sail across an ocean of sheets. The wind, it chills you right to the bone, and soon we'll say hello to evening snow. So what will you do when the air gets cold? Won't you quicken your steps and hurry on home? Don't you wanna get cozy
Right.
with me? We'll dive into a reverie. Oh, don't you wanna get cozy? We'll sail across an ocean of sheets. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, winter makes me sad, but with you to hold and have, as the days they get shorter, we have reason to get closer. Don't you wanna get
Whoa.
cozy with me? We'll dive into a reverie, yeah. Oh, don't you wanna get cozy? We'll sail across an ocean of sheets. Da, 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 da. Don't you wanna get cozy with me?
While I'm pulled over, guys. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kings and queens from across the land and across the sea, I would like to introduce you to the
That works.
the magnificent, the talented and
All right.
gifted Jasmine J. Walker.
I put my mind to it, then I got my pen and put my grind to it. Never easy.
There we go.
Go, start my obstacles, Jazzy been through it, through it. I put my mind to it, then I got my pen and put my grind to it. Never easy, it was hard from the get-go. Start my obstacles, Jazzy been through it. Never wanted to be abroad with my hands out, so I had to find myself. I learned to stand out. You can count me out, but like tomorrow after arm day, best believe me and more, Jazzy gon' soar. We ain't speaking a year, then tell me how we friends. I ain't easy to you, Molly's nah, I ain't gon'
Let's roll this.
why his man got shot in the Benz. It's cause homie had mad ops as his friends. Way too grown to be caught slipping. Thick thighs, nigga can't come near. See them girls over there, all them I fear. I had to learn to hustle smart when the block was hot. I'm working harder than a bootlegger in a nail shop. I put my mind to it. Then I got my pen and put my grind to it. Never easy, it was hard from the get-go. Start my obstacles, Jazzy been through it. I put my mind to it. Then I got my pen and put my grind to it. Never easy, it was hard from the get-go. Start my obstacles, Jazzy been through it. I remember when 1,000 doors slammed in my face. But every last failure I never would erase. Cause it taught me many things like how to save face and how to stay strong to maintain my pace. The horrors of this process I had to embrace. Scared, homeless,
Okay.
and alone, I couldn't call home. Pride wouldn't let Jazzy pick up the phone. So this journey I chose to do on my own. But man, what a hell of a choice. I put my feet to the pavement to make some noise. I got a bag from writing papers for a couple college kids. I told them if they roll with me, the nail always win. My words help them pass every last test. My work help them ace every hard quiz. Damn, Gina, you the plug, super genius. Are we in Oz, girl? You gotta be the whiz. I put my mind to it. Then I got my pen and put my grind to it. Never easy, it was hard from the get-go. Start my obstacles, Jazzy been through it. I put my mind to it. Then I got my pen and put my grind to it. Never easy, it was hard from the get-go. Start my obstacles, Jazzy been through it.
Run around on E, Jazzy been through it. Sitting around with nothing to eat, I've been through it. Run around in the street, baby, I've been through it. But if one thing I know, God always got me through it. God always got me through it. And if he get me through it, he can get you through it.
Probably will need gas at some point. It's okay, still not my cost.
It's gonna feel weird at first to let go of control of your thoughts. True desires begin to emerge, and your mind is in tune with your heart. It's like a ride on a cloud, nothing but happiness, like the experience of a first kiss. Take this feeling with you when you're feeling stressed. Something good you can reminisce. It doesn't hurt, don't cause the pain. It's so lovely. It always works, it don't cause the pain. To live this
Hey,
keep your mind open, get your mind open. Let's go cloud surfing. Hey, the dream waves. It's a great day to go cloud surfing. Keep your mind open, get your mind open. Let's go cloud surfing. Hit the dream waves. It's a great day to go cloud surfing. There was a time I was just like you. I never knew I could feel like this. I had to separate myself from feeling anything negative. It's like a ride on a cloud in a
nice.
that I only know exists. Take this feeling with you when you're feeling stressed. Something good you can reminisce. So it doesn't hurt, don't cause the pain. It's so lovely. It always works, it don't cause the pain. To live this fully.
Chat noir, huh? Hey, Cody, what's up, buddy? Whoa, 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 what happened? Why are you sending me backwards, you buttheads?
Hey highway, what do you say if we took some time and wandered down your wide lines? Hey highway, you know I can't stay.
Thank you.
And the leaving ain't as hard as staying gone. Hey highway,
All right, let's try it without that set.
eyes on, keeping my eyes on
So how you been, buddy?
you and what you promised.
Everything's going good?
This road wide
Gotta stick around for a minute. Tell me if my lower thirds are working. If you don't mind.
is wiping pain from my face. Hey highway, still water runs deep. Love's too damn cheap.
And no, I am not playing straight up American Truck Simulator. Nor do I own a truck.
You took in what I'm hoping you had found. Are gone from me now. So goodbye today. Hey highway. Hey heartache.
All right, we're off to Bakersfield. I missed one exit.
Break a heart that was already broke.
Just keep watching the stream. I have some lower thirds coming up
Found another sad
that I just played with a little bit. So just hang out.
with old guitars. You went
If you don't mind, they come up like every five minutes or so.
runs deep. And love is too damn cheap. It's
I just want to make sure they're actually going across the stream.
back around.
I know they're hitting OBS.
Vices in my deep.
Downhill. What happened with the downhill, man? I mean, I'm going downhill, but that's because the truck is tilted downhill. Oh, okay. I got about another hour or so, and then I'm gonna start making some pizza. And check in with the kiddos. Maybe go buy some beer. Think about buying some beer. What do you think? Think I should buy some beer to have with the pizza? I think I should have some beer to have. I should make some beer for the pizza. Maybe some focaccia too. So what do you mean it's going downhill? Your bank hasn't gotten back to you? What's going on, man?
Gave you a necklace with a fairy
Oh man, now that sucks. Yeah.
I knew you had to.
How come you're getting kicked out? The landlord isn't cute enough?
Maybe I need
So you told her that she wasn't cute enough, or he wasn't cute enough?
you. Just go ahead.
Dude, getting kicked out of your place is it sucks. Ah, they want to up the rent. I don't know if they can kick you out for no cause, just to increase the rent, but I don't know what the laws are down there. I know in New York City, where I did most of my renting, they can't just boot you out because they want to up the rent. And that's a good thing because of what you just said. Yeah, you should have a YouTube lower third in the lower left corner of your screen. I mean, it's not. There you go. See, New York City, they have rent control. Good, good, good. Thank you. New York City, they have something called rent control, which is good and bad, okay? I'm not going to say it's perfect. However, it does stop this no reason at all. We were looking at, we were closing on an apartment, on a co-op, way back when. We're talking 20 plus years ago now. My wife and I were in a studio apartment for like 6 years. 5 years, 6 years. Same bloody apartment. And we gave notice we wanted to go month to month. And then they started playing games with us. And we were going to leave them with our last month, which is deposit for anything. And we ran into a problem where it took an extra month to close because of idiocy and stupidity. And our lawyer just told us just send him a check. So we sent them a check for the extra month. And they cashed the check. And then they tried pulling you have to leave, we rented the place, yada, 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 but they cashed our rent check for that month. The lawyer's like, nope, you have a right to stay there now month to month till you move out. And we had people every month at the beginning of the month knocking on the door. Hey, you're not supposed to be here. We rented the place. Nope, sorry, we paid our rent. Can't do that. So rent control is both good and bad. It's bad because sometimes it doesn't keep up with other things. It doesn't keep up with the oh, I gotta take out a semicolon and the capital J. All right. It doesn't take care of the sometimes rents don't keep up with the repairs of the building. So I'm not saying it's great, but it's nice to have protections. By the way, somebody's talking on a CB type thingy on this. And I don't know how to run it yet. I actually haven't figured that part out. Wow, I'm down to 0. Nobody's watching me now. Or so says, no. I'm looking at the I thing on OBS. I went from 3 people to 0 and that was hilarious. So no, I'm not going to say that things are great because you have these controls, but they're there for a reason. You know, you just can't kick somebody out to jack up the rent. Now, that didn't mean my rent didn't go up every year, but it was controlled. It was 2%, 3% per year. It wasn't, well, you know, rents went from last month $500 a month for a studio apartment. This month, $1,000 per apartment. I didn't say that. I'm just saying overall, there are some good things and there's some bad things. Okay?
The truth is both healing and deadly.
So,
Truth can reveal,
yeah,
kill.
kind of sucks when you get 30 days to move.
Let me know. Many lanes tried to
On the other hand,
got 'em stuck
you can find a better apartment.
every time I win. Loony buffoons in my presence can't pretend that they don't want me under the earth, smothered in dirt. Mothers in black crying in church. Big body tings, I can't fit up in your hearse. Oh, you mad little nigga? Cause I finally know my worth. Started daily
So,
first. Demons move better when you upgrade yourself. Well, I'm a still soldier in the army of the Lord. Living by the pen, but
that could be a positive.
by my sword. I talk heavy cause I walk heavy. With the Holy Spirit, this divine connection got me feeling fearless. I'm wise enough to know not to move reckless. Always remain humble, cause even the most favored man by God could let and still
Yeah, I hear you. That's what I was talking. Yeah, because housing has gone through the roof too.
life insurance or a will. Now your family holding dead weight. Meetings with your lawyers and ain't nothing in the briefcase. Mom's yelling to the Lord, help us for peace.
I have to put my mom's house up for sale, and we got to get.
Lip service is what you get when it's time to get down. That's why real triple OG
My brother's got to get the stuff out he wants out of the house, and I got to get out some of the other stuff. Because it's not going to be sold as is, but it's going to be sold with a lot of the main furnishings.
just trying to find out who I really is and if I'm gonna make it out in showbiz. These for all them dark days when I had them dark thoughts. I felt so passed away from my God's heart. Like
So,
Wilson, I was engulfed by my emotions like Titanic in the deep. I was Jack up in the ocean, drifted away.
I mean, I'm not going to be able to bring over the beds my parents had.
Couldn't believe out of 7 billion souls that walk the earth, I was the one anointed to defend God's word. You should have killed the beef, now you're out here sprawled out. Homicide got your body chalked out.
Florida's been dealing with that for years.
Let the black out. I wanna unite my people from their masters like right now. Do something big and
Coming out of out of the Northeast, quote unquote.
kids. This for my day one supporters who for
Funny thing is, it'll all balance out.
community giving, healthy living, make all the mamas feel appreciated. Teach them all about land, that's how you get initiated. In the
And I don't hear it's that big a migration either. I hear it's a lot of
that value gets depreciated.
screaming and crying about things.
Make it out in showbiz.
Overall,
Trying to find out
statistically.
and if I'm gonna make it out in showbiz. My mark
And I'm not saying that people aren't moving out of California.
looking for no accolades or even to be the greatest. Wanna kick my feet up in my mansion with my family lady. Cause my destiny the devil tried but just couldn't take it. My mark on the culture is how I know I made it. Not looking for no accolades or even to be the greatest. Wanna kick my feet up in my mansion with my family lady. Cause my destiny the devil tried but just couldn't take it. It's just trying to find out who I really is. And if I'm gonna make
I hear you.
it in showbiz. Just trying to find out
If you can take a studio, you're doing good.
make it out in showbiz.
My wife and I lived in studio apartments for over 15 years. I think we had one bedroom in that 15 years. So, if you're not spending a lot of time in a place, man, studio apartments work. Ah, he stepped up to New York City prices. Now that's ridiculous. New York City, San Francisco pricing is ridiculous if the income doesn't support it. Now, what I'm going to tell you, you never heard from me because it's illegal. See, if somebody's renting a basement, I hear you, but that will, I tell you, that will work itself out. This is what happens when capitalism runs amok. People jack prices up to where nobody can afford to buy it or wants to buy it. Then they complain nobody's buying their goods, and then they have to drop their prices. It'll find a level, buddy, like it did before. Oh no, I'm gonna be out of fuel. Ah, I want my mommy. Well, that's a rest area and stuff, but it's not. Oh, we got fuel. I'm pulling over, guys. We got to get fuel. Yeah, you have all your hazmat certs, don't you? Just park the trailer, man. You might hate my saying it. Just park the trailer. Unless you're being thrown out of your parents' house, park the trailer. It's just a better bet. You can have your parents over for dinner every month. Park the trailer. And no, I'm not trying to be a dick. Sometimes those are the best bets. And then pay your parents some rent. $300 a month, whatever. Hand your parents a little bit of money. No. Because if you get a roommate, you're going to hate your roommate. You know your parents. Sorry. You know your parents. The only person that I've been able to deal with as a roommate for any length of time has been my wife. And my kids, my kids, okay? I don't know what I'd do without my kids. Or my wife. But that's about it. And of course your folks. And you gotta hold on tight. Oh, okay. Private room might not give you enough space for you. Don't forget, if it's a room, if you're renting a room in somebody's house, you're still going to be eating out all the time. Gonna have to share a bathroom. Yada yada. I don't know. I know you can buy an RV, a beater RV, small one, real cheap, that'll give you everything you need. And best part, you can take it anywhere you want for your vacations. Oh, okay. Then that works. To me, it was the same as renting a basement. Because in New York City, there's a lot of illegal basements. that people rent out of their houses. The only time I had a place without my wife that was not paid for by the company, or I wasn't paying my parents' rent, like when I couldn't afford a place when I first started working. Well, again, it's all about the area, right? I rented my parents' basement when I quit college and decided to become a chef because I was taking home $4.25 or $4.20 an hour when I started back in the late 80s, very early 90s, and learning a skill set. And I could barely afford the rent at my parents' with the car, the tires. At 22, car insurance right outside New York City was, man, you just bent over. I had beaters. The second car I owned, I bought from my folks, because the first car I owned, my father kept on the damn road. In 3 months, that car ran $1,500 in friggin' repairs because the gaskets, the headers wouldn't sit correctly. The valves wouldn't seat. So it cost me $1,500 at a mechanics at a Exxon station or something like that. One of our family friends had, because my parents lived 4 hours south of me when I had that summer job before I decided not to go back to school. And I had to look for a job. So we decided that car wasn't worthwhile. So my father bought a beater Dodge Colt, and he gave me this big, huge Buick LeSabre that I had to buy from him. You can park it. Ain't worth the 15 XP. Yeah, but I was late to begin with. I was late when I took this job. Buttheads. But I got to check a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. Toyotas are a good one. So, yeah. So I drove the Buick LeSabre for a little over a year. And then my brother, the butthead, needed a car. So I gave him the car I bought. And I took some money I got from a workman's comp case. And I bought a used. My aunt's brother was a hack in New York City. So I bought a Lincoln Crown Vic that he used as a hack in the city. I ran that for 5 years. And the first year I ran that, it was really, 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 really bad. I had no extra cash. My insurance was almost $3,000 a year. Remember, I'm taking home $15,000 a year. Okay. Maybe, luckily, with overtime, closer to 20. Before taxes. But I ran that sucker until right before I graduated from cooking school. And then, smart old me, I bought a sports car. Oops. Don't do that. And then I met my wife. Yeah. Don't forget, I was looking at jobs that were going to pay 30 to 45 a year. But right after I bought the sports car, my last semester at the culinary cooking school, I bought a brand new Honda CRX SI. No, actually, I didn't buy it. I leased it. Because I thought leasing, my father and I thought leasing was really a good deal. Don't lease. Leases suck. Especially if you like driving. So, I took off for like 9 months. Grabbed a job overseas. First time I actually fully lived overseas. I did my apprenticeship overseas. Unloaded the Crown Vic. When I came back, I helped my parents move to North Carolina and hung out in North Carolina for a little bit. Found me an ex-fiance. And then I ended up having to, after a work injury, yeah, chefs get hurt at work. I was out for 6 months. I'll tell you about what happened on Twitter in a minute. I ended up losing my income with concussion. Yes, that can happen in a kitchen. And I ended up going overseas again. Took a job in Bermuda. But my fiance was in my parents' house. And she effed up. I still wish her all the best in the world, guys. Okay. Came home. Did what I needed to do for my sake, her sake, and my family's sake. Made sure she was okay. All right, guys. And heard from her once. And then I went back to work in North Carolina in Raleigh. I was paying for a 1-bedroom at the time. I was taking home $400 a week, working one job before overtime. One good thing about cooking, you can get lots of overtime sometimes.
You don't have to say anything. I don't want you to think too much. Let our bodies
So,
in the sun. Yeah, there's no need to.
all right, we're gonna go up.
You're my caffeine in the morning. Got me
Took the job in Bermuda, came back, went to North Carolina for a year, decided I was gonna go to college. Okay, become a doctor. Because being out of work for almost 6 months and then having a 5 or more concussions take forever to recover from, guys. Don't kid yourself. Okay, my head spun for years in a kitchen. Anytime I got around steam, my head would go wee. Dizzy is not the name for it. So I came back, went to work, had my apartment, had the CRX SI, and the lease was coming up within a year of my going to college. But I went to college for a year, and met my wife. And then we decided to move to New York. She wanted New York. I'd already been there. But New York was actually really good for me. Come on. There we go. So, yeah. And we started living in New York. In our first apartment in New York, a studio in the Bronx, way outside the Bronx, was $550 a month. Now realize, I'd already had apartments, I'd paid my bills, I'd done all of this, paid off cars. New York City is so funny. They didn't give a crap about any of that. They wanted my parents, a lot of places in Manhattan wanted my parents to sign, to be the co-signers. We moved up into the Bronx for a year. And that gave us the ability to actually rent for the same price in Flushing, Queens, for 3 years. But yeah, if you can, on any asset that depreciates, cars, trucks, snowmobiles, etc., pay cash. It does not make sense to pay more money finally for something that's going to be worth less than what you originally paid for. Also, if you do lose your job and you need the car to find work and you can't make the payments, they're going to take the car. Facts, not fiction. And I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future. So going to Twitter, this one guy on Twitter was mentioning how smart he was because he could make more money with the bank or on the stock market than what the interest charge was on his car payment. And I said, so you're going to pay more for the car than it's worth, just because you think you can make more money in the stock market? Because that's what he was first saying. No, I can do it in the bank. Bank rates change. On top of that, if you can't buy the car outright, you can't afford it. And again, if something goes wrong, what do you do? It's not like buying something in a business and knowing that the business is going to take the shot and you won't. Or buying a truck outright, leasing it to the business for 5 years, having the business pay you the lease payments for those 5 years. So if you close the business, you still have the truck. Oh, damn! Yeah. By the way, guys, I'm not a conservative. This is just knowing the rules of the way the IRS and things work. So Cody, this mod is called TruckersMP. And basically, you're playing with 20,000 other people on the roads across all of North America, Canada, and I think Mexico. No, but I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a conservative, and there's nothing wrong with being a progressive. Okay? You need to be a mix of both. All right? You need to be a mix of both. You cannot be 100% conservative in your life at all. It just doesn't work that way. There's nobody who does that. But what I spouted to a large degree when I said that you buy the truck and then you lease it to yourself, is what most progressives will yell, "You're a conservative." I'm more progressive than I am conservative. Much more progressive than I am conservative. My brother is much more conservative in his outlooks politically than I am. But when it comes to business, I've learned the game better than him because I've run my own businesses. Had to have my own vehicles in the businesses and equipment in these businesses. Which is why I'm saying you can't judge this, because they throw out there, they yell all the time that Bloomberg's a Democrat, otherwise known as, quote, liberal. He's a businessman first, because his business practices sure as hell do not work on the left end of the Democratic wing. Okay? I have my issues with Bloomberg. I have a lot of issues with Bloomberg. Yeah, running a business, you learn what the rules are, what the IRS says, what you can and cannot do. And you have a mindset that says, this is this, this is this, this is this. Now, I will tell you right now, when I am talking to a teacher, I do not turn around and say, you need to run it like a business. Teaching is not business. Teaching is something that you must put money into, knowing that you, by paying your taxes, will not receive any strict benefit from it right away. However, as a business owner, I know that if the schools in my state, in my district, in my city are top notch, the kids coming out of there are much more educated and will catch on quicker to what I need them to know. And notice how I put it. Because I really don't think there's a dumb kid out there. Okay? I don't think there's such a thing as not being smart. Oh, we found the Western Star dealer. I know nothing about Western Star trucks. But I'm driving a Peterbilt. I'm excited about that. I will tell you though, as a chef, as a boss, as a business owner, if you're 17 or 18 and you show up at my business and you have a GED at 18, 19, 20, you better have a good reason for it. Okay. And the only reason I'm saying that is because quitting school, quitting high school, because you don't like it, tells me that you're not going to put up with the crap that shows up in any job. There is no job out there perfect except for mine. And the only reason that is because I swear I am God and everybody in the world should listen to me. By the way, my kids tell me I'm full of crap, so take that with a load of salt. Okay? But you better have a good reason. You had to go to work to provide for your family. There are reasons to get a GED. Okay? So I'm not knocking a GED. Yeah, I am God, okay? I've been telling my kids that for years. They laugh in my face. Which is basically what I wanted. Okay? I wanted my kids to understand that that's totally and absolutely unrealistic. But you run into people like this. So, yeah. Running a business is different than your political views. Sometimes they go together, sometimes they don't. But you never let your beliefs change because of small differences in what's happening immediately. We found Sacramento. Never been to Sacramento. Can't say whether it's good or bad. Been to LA once in my life. San Francisco twice. However, what I can tell you, Cody, is that there will be really good growth once everything gets under control and the job market settles. And that's going to take some time. I mean, Tokyo's in its 4th lockdown with the Olympics going on. We just came out of a lockdown here. I spent 3 months teaching because they needed teachers in the schools, English, working as one of the teacher's assistants in one of the schools an hour from here for okay cash, play money. A little while ago, and I had to wear a mask and do all of that stuff the whole time I was there. So, yeah, the world has changed, and until we all get used to it, we can rattle our sabers, scream about the wind, piss into the wind, basically. Or we can turn around and say, okay, how do we handle this? My suggestion is doing the latter. So I woke up this morning and I jumped on Twitter because I only check Twitter first thing in the morning and last thing at night. All right, man. Now that is so exciting. I get my first shot Monday. I am so excited. And my vaccine passport won't be accepted. Is not going to be accepted in the US. That is so cool. You gave yourself the weekend to recover? I hope. Look, I'm looking at the same thing. I should be sore from the first shot. But the second shot, I'm probably going to have to use the car. The first shot, I'm taking the motorcycle with my son. But the second shot, I'm probably going to end up having to use the car. I don't know if my wife's going to be back to work yet. She's coming home on the 15th. Hey, I'd rather see you lose the use of your arm for a few days and be sore and slightly feverish than anything else. All right? I can still remember the phone call December 22nd about my mom, okay? I still wake up at night from that. Excuse me. And I was still working. I was still working for the school, and when we finally stopped fighting it, and we just let my mom fight it on her own and just kept her happy, because we had to make that decision, and knowing what my mom chose, and then waiting for that damn phone call. I've done that 4 times in my life now. And I've done the emergency room many more times than that. Very few people I wish that upon, but some I do. Because they wished it on others.
What happens in this world is much different when your skin's pigmented. He asks me what I mix with. I say I'm black and black. He scrunched his face up. I'm like, what's wrong with that?
Good, good, good. That's good. You got bosses that understand this is important, especially for guys on the road. Because every time you pull over, you have no clue what the hell you're walking into. But I do want to try one of those trucker showers one day. So, you're in Arizona, right? Tell me, how can I fulfill my destiny if I can't even open up my mouth and say my piece? Oh, shut up, Nightbot.
Explain this to me. I gotta do better. Gotta speak better. Gotta live better. I gotta do better. Gotta love better. Gotta give better.
It's more like when I did travel in the US and I did the sleep in the car thing, it just got ratty. Or if you're doing motorcycle camping, etc. No, there's nothing spectacular about a truck stop shower. It's just a room that you pay money for that'll allow you to brush your teeth, wash your hair, get the road grime off, and change your clothes. But it beats a toilet stall. I'll give you that much. No. That's back when I was really watching my income, watching my expenses. But now I'd be a little bit more careful on the road now than I was before. Only because, like I said, you don't know anything about the people that are walking around you right now. I don't know here.
Hey yo, I just want y'all to know that, you know, you are masterpieces and God made you to be just who you are.
We pretty much
Who you are, girl. Like, don't let nobody
spent
try to tell you.
almost a year sitting in our bloody house. Went out very little, saw our friends rarely. We don't see a lot of our friends now. Awesome, man. But now if I'm gonna do a road trip from Florida up to New York, if they have a shower somewhere in the middle of it and I feel really miserable, I might jump. I do know that
down through this weary maze.
this trip is going to end up putting money where I didn't expect it to for a little bit.
Passing by.
Remember, I keep talking about expenses you don't expect?
I should be
My wife's surgery has brought on a few.
grabbing my chair.
That is a very nice rendition of a old CB radio.
Cause won't you crumble? So I see raging inside me. I rest my feet and blame our stubborn needs.
So, yeah.
Your kind
Yeah, tonight we're making pizza.
to your
I bought some more Saf Blue yeast just to make sure I had some. And tomorrow morning I'm making cinnamon rolls for my wife. God, I miss her. Guys, it is no fun not having your family with you after a while.
silent grief. Is this our turn?
It hurt when I worked on the boat going up and down the Mississippi. 6 weeks on, 2 weeks off. 6 weeks on the boat, 2 weeks off the boat. Those 6 weeks, after about 3 or 4 days, got old.
Our homes into this battle, hoping our names will somehow appear. And there be a scream that screams to the air. So I see raging
I did that job for about a year.
I rest my feet and blame our stubborn needs.
So you guys on the road, anybody who works on the oil rigs, anybody who works on a ship and does 6 months on, 2 months off, God bless you guys. God bless your families.
Raging inside me.
Oh.
My feet,
Klamath Falls, wherever the hell that is.
blame our stubborn needs.
Siskiluso, something like that. We found the bend. So yeah, I'm gonna post in Discord later a Twitter link. Because I don't know if you're into like Scottish, Gaelic, old, real English. But I ran into a lady on Twitter that is absolutely spectacular with her Scottish. And she's a poet. The poetry that she put out today was spectacular, man. Absolutely spectacular.
Get up. Well, get up.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop. Weed.
Well, get up.
I found my favorite city.
Do the up rock.
I have found
Shake it when the beat drop. Get up. Well, get
my
up.
favorite city.
Get up, do the up rock. Get down and shake it when the beat drop. Get up,
Hold on.
well get up. Get up,
How do I get outside on this?
get down and shake it when the beat drop. Get up,
Oh, come on, guys.
Come on, kick the funk. Rock to the rhythm, go. I said rock to the rhythm, you don't stop. Cause ghetto funk has got to be show shot.
There we go.
Rock to the rhythm.
My favorite city, buddy. I have to take a picture.
Ghetto funk with the rhythm, you don't stop. Cause the squad has got to be show shot. I said rock to the rhythm, you don't stop. So who the squad
Okay.
gonna make the house drop? Ghetto.
How can you not want to live in a town or a city called Weed? Oh. That's part of the fun.
get up. Well get up,
Knowing that our language actually came
get up,
from that.
well get up.
Because English comes out of Gaelic.
Get up, well get up.
It is,
Get up, do the up rock. Get down and shake
it's
it when the beat
amazing.
drop. Get up, well get up. Get up, do
And I don't ever want that to disappear.
Get up. Well, get up. Get up, do the up rock. Get down and shake it when the beat drop.
So I'll post the link, listen to it. If you enjoy it, great. If you don't, well, that's okay too.
Rock to the rhythm, go. I said rock to the rhythm, you don't stop. Cause ghetto funk has got to be show shot. I said rock to the rhythm, you don't stop. So who the squad that'll make the house drop? Ghetto funk with the rhythm, you don't stop. Cause the squad has got to be show shot. I said rock to the rhythm, you don't stop. So who the squad that'll make the house drop? Ghetto. That's right.
But English is started with Gaelic, stole a lot of Latin from the Romans, then went ahead, picked up the Saxon language and French to a degree.
Well, get up.
English is just is a mutt
Up rock.
as a language.
Shake it when the beat drop. Get up. It's like that, y'all. Get up, do the up rock. Get down and shake it when the beat drop. Get up.
And yeah, she nailed the bloody
Get up, do the up rock.
accent.
Get down and shake it when the beat drop.
But she also gives
Get up.
lessons on Twitter in Gaelic,
Get up, do the up rock. Get
which
down
is
and
even
shake it when
better.
the beat
'Cause I was listening to some of her lessons this morning.
Well, get up. Get up, do the up rock.
Because we should all learn
The beat drop.
and keep learning.
Get up. Well, get up. Get up, do the up rock. Get down and shake it when the beat drop.
About 20 minutes, guys. I'm going to be calling it quits because I got to make dinner. Well, somewhere around 20 minutes. So I'll probably take a break, start making the pizza dough, because that's going to take about an hour. And the sauce. And to buy some beer. Pretty much. English is like that across the board. I actually got in trouble because I don't really care for the U.S. American English spellings. I got in trouble in high school because I was using British English spellings. And one of my teachers yelled at me that I was using the wrong spelling for words, and therefore they were wrong. And it wasn't a spelling test. It was their personal preference I had to do that with. Big, huge argument. Ended up going after class. Spent the rest of that year pissing that teacher off. Yep. Spent the rest of that year pissing that teacher off every chance I could. I would use English idioms. I would use all sorts of things just to piss that teacher off. As my mom told me, if it's in the dictionary, it's perfectly fine English. And COLOUR is in the dictionary. It's even in Webster's. Oh, we made it to Oregon. I hear they have a trail here. See, I'm gonna knock out about 5 pizzas today. 6, 7 pizzas, something like that. Somewhere around 300 grams, 325 grams each. About 12-ounce pizzas. And no, I cannot make a round pizza on a square pan. I'm not that good. My kids like my pizza. And at $20 for a tiny little cheese pizza, it's cheaper for me to knock them out. Ah, we found Klamath Falls. Hey, buddy, you do what you got to do, man. Okay? I love you guys anyways. You guys, everybody who just drops into the stream, you guys are awesome. I fully understand you're having to set up internet and everything else. Okay? But you'll have it all fixed up. You'll figure out where you want to go, how you want to do it. I just think you'll do better long term if you have your own little trailer on one of your parents' plots and just don't have to worry about things. But that's me. Well, yeah, but you'll get there. You know? Trust me, we'll be here. Okay, but real life is more important. Okay? I'm sure you hear me saying that through all the streams. Making sure you're okay, your family's okay, you can pay your bills, you have a place to live, have clothing, have food. That's a priority. When you finally get everything hooked up straight, etc., man, I know you'll be back, and I know you support my channel every way you can. I'm gonna push on. You know, one of the guys I follow, Tug Bobo, he's sending things across Discord now like crazy. I catch his streams when I can, and you'll see him on my channel, because I actually stream his channel when I'm not up, just because I want to support him. And right now, till this stream starts putting some cash away, that is the best way I can support him. Just give him more views. Same thing, man. Somewhere around here I have an actual real fuel gauge. Ah, there it is. Okay. It's almost hidden by the steering wheel. I'm running out of fuel. No! Oh yeah, it's just a matter of finding the damn gauge. Well, it's good you can, quote, monitor everything, but who the hell's looking at the majority of this stuff when they're driving? When you're driving at speed with a huge load, you're probably looking at your speedometer, your tach, and your fuel gauge the most. Maybe your oil pressure every once in a great while. Stop! Stop. Thank you. Thank you. I have good brakes. When I get $150,000 or so, I'll start thinking about my own truck. Because it's very easy in this game to go broke. There we go. Nope. Nope, that's all illegal. Thank you. All right. I like this old Peterbilt. Yeah, but you're not looking at those gauges every second. You do it as much as you can. Because there's way too many gauges for you to glance at every single one before you put your head back up. You might go down, look at the speedometer, go up, go down, look at the other ones. You're not going, all right, RPMs are this is this, gas is this. There's too many gauges. You just learn where they're supposed to be. I did that on the boat. If a gauge moves wrong, then you know there's a problem. It's my point. Yeah, I'm up on the curve a little bit. There's too many gauges to be staring at the gauges, trying to figure out what gauge is what. And that was basically what I was trying to say. I can't drive at 60 in this game and try and say, oh, I need this gauge. It's too, I'm going to go through here. Thank you for the use of the lot. Thank you. I mean, when I drove the boat on long distances, there were times I went down and jumped into the engine room to make sure everything was going good. Just to make sure there wasn't a problem. So yeah, I know you're checking stuff, but oh yeah, I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is I can't sit there and go, "Where's the fuel gauge?" Like you just saw me when I glanced at the chat. Well, where's the fuel gauge? I gotta find the. You gotta make it so that I can find it. Because I don't want to be looking at that stupid little GPS thing when I have one in my dash. We're gonna get rid of that again soon. You mean you don't want problems? I think I'm on the wrong side of the road. Does that tell you how screwed up my driving has gotten lately? I thought I was in England. Or Australia. I made fish and chips for dinner the last 2 nights. That was fun. I had a $250,000 boat. I know exactly what the hell you're talking about. Okay? No, of course you don't care. You just want the truck to crash. You play crash 'em trucks. I know you people out there on the road. Yeah, yeah. Trust me, my Volkswagen Jetta diesel was babied. I drove the snot out of that car at times, but it was babied. Oh, baby, you need an oil change at 5,000 now? Here, let's take you in for your oil change immediately. Oh, your tires are getting a little bit worn. Here, I'm gonna buy you the best tires on the road. Don't scratch my car, man. Then I got my first scratch. The first scratch on a brand new car. Oh my God. Yeah, I know. I'm going downhill on a small little... Why am I going up and down? Why do you have me going up and down? No. I'm going to slow down now and we're going to go up the mountain. There you go. Good cruise control. Sometimes I don't understand this GPS. So what do you think of the new lower third I have for everything? By the way, the reason the camera's not on is I have no air conditioning and I'm not wearing a shirt. So if I put the camera on, I have basically broken the rules of Twitch. Oh, go ahead, man. Go. Again, that's important. Yeah, my senior year in high school, I used to read my girlfriend the want ads because she always asked me the dumbest question right after I got out of class. School ended and I was at the house. When she called me every day. What are you doing? I'm going through want ads looking for a job because you're expensive. And I want to take you places. Oh, then I read her the damn want ads. She loved me. She put up with it. What can I say? Yeah, I think I'm gonna have the kids bring my jeans and I'm gonna go get some beer today. Just in the mood for some really nice ice cold beer. No, I was just wondering if you liked them better than my having the Twitter logo up all the time. You know, where I used to have the little Twitter logo and Old Gaijin Gamer. Now that I know it works, I'll probably increase the timing. But I wanted to see them working first. And it's really not chewing into the CPU cycles.
Finish that bar, maker than a
Jesus, I'm going down a hill. I'm going to go up in a second. Relax. This reminds me of where I grew up, outside the small town, small city I lived in. All right. Of course. Your body's got to tell you that we're hungry and you can't have anything. One of the few reasons I really like New York City. There was always something open. Yeah, we're gonna end up back in 7 Days to Die in a few days. I got to finish up Mass Effect 3, and I started playing Fallout 4, buddy, the other day, just because I needed a break from everything. I decided I was going to stream what I was playing. Yeah, they'll come back. Where I am, we have nothing here that's open locally 24 hours now. Oh, we have one of those, yeah. We have 2 of those in town. But their food's okay. But when in the middle of the night, when I want something to eat, I don't want convenience food. I'm looking for going to the diner or an IHOP, a 24-hour IHOP. When I was working in Raleigh on really late nights, I discovered a new viewpoint. All right, it's on the way. They had a 24-hour IHOP, and I used to go in there in the middle of the night after being in a kitchen and cooking for 200 to 300 or plus people. I would sit down in IHOP and I would order their 333 breakfast. 3 eggs, 3 pieces of bacon, 3 pieces of sausage, 3 pancakes, and all the fixings. And I was in Germany cooking after I graduated. I lived in Bonn, where the embassy is. And they had an Irish pub there. And I would walk into the Irish pub after work on Tuesday or Wednesday evening, about 10:30ish. I would order Grand Marnier and a snifter and a cup of coffee and read a book in the middle of the bar. And within about a month, I knew all the bartenders. They knew me. It was awesome. And it was relaxing. And that is how I de-stressed after trying to cook for 250 plus whack jobs that would be complaining all day long.
Who can tell me I'm okay? Who can hold me through these nights of confusion? Who can take me far away into sweet delusion? Sweet delusion. Sweet
Trust me, chef stomachs,
delusion.
we learned to deal with a lot of garbage. I wonder if that's spoiled. Let me taste it to find out. Oh yeah, it's spoiled.
Who can tell me I'm okay? Who can hold me?
Oh, now I can see.
Nights of confusion. Who can take me?
I can't be too far away. Oh yeah. Okay. I mean, I've done it here, hit the convenience store in the middle of the night, and it's good. The food's pretty good for what they do. Okay, I am not knocking that at all. Don't get me wrong. Convenience store food here is very good. It beats the States. Hands down, it blows away the States. Doesn't mean that's what I want to eat a lot in the middle of the night. But I've been known in New York, when we lived in New York City, when I hit New York City, because we lived across the river from it, I walked out of the bus stop, the Port Authority. They had a pizza joint right on 9th Avenue there, 40th, called Two Brothers. They have a bunch of I don't know if they still have a lot. They have a bunch of shops in New York City that I know about. And you get a nice, big, huge slice of pizza for $1. I would buy that pizza and walk down the street in New York City, chomping on that pizza on my way to meetings or to gigs or to teachings or photography or whatever. And if that was lunch, if it was breakfast time, I'd hit the coffee cart on the street, buy myself a big, huge coffee roll and a large coffee and chomp on that while walking down the street in the middle of rush hour traffic. So we all do what we need to do for all of this. But yeah, Family Mart's right up the street. I have to go there tomorrow and print something out. We should be there. We jump out of here. I've been trying to talk my daughter into letting me make her the epitome of the United States school lunch that you get from mom. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich with an apple dropped on top of it, so it's smashed. In a brown bag, so everything leaks all over the place. She won't let me do that. But that is the epitome of a U.S. school lunch that you bring from home. Every kid remembers the smashed PB&J. Or PB and F, peanut butter and fluff, PBF. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you can move. You can change states. Remember, every state has their good points and bad points. Yeah. You want to waste more of my time for your tax money. But I'm not paying it, so I don't care. Ha ha. I gotta have air brake gauge behind me someplace. Behind the steering wheel there, because it keeps flying every time I hit the brakes. All right. You'll do fine, Cody. Just keep at it. All right, here we go. See, I can't tell trucker stories because I'm not a trucker. That's just a fact.
All your words don't line up. You should have backed them with action.
Your family will talk to you even if you leave.
I'm still sorry, babe, that I couldn't get through to you. We had something real, but I can't change what you feel. I'm still sorry
Yeah, but you will.
that you forgot
Okay?
to you.
I have cooking stories because I stayed long enough in cooking to have cooking stories.
I'm still
You know? We jump out here.
I wish I didn't love you. I don't wanna love you. I wish I didn't love you. I don't wanna love you. I wish I didn't love you. I'm still sorry, babe, that I couldn't get through to you.
But driving these trucks with keyboard, what a pain in the butt. There's no feel.
That you forgot what I meant to you and forgot in the end how to follow through. I'm still sorry, babe. I'm still sorry. Why'd you have to take me for granted? I never meant to hurt you, but you just ran out of chances. I guess I gotta walk away, even when I
What the hell?
stay, because you just don't love me the same.
I was looking at your message instead of driving. That's a good goal, man. That is a very good goal. I don't know why I got that, guys, because I was too busy trying to read Cody's message. So, oh well. All right, we found Kennewick. Be very careful. Mr. Beast is a mess. I actually told my kid to stop watching Mr. Beast. Yeah, go really listen to what he says, how he says it, how he just gives. There's no way he's doing it for the wrong reasons. Okay? He did it to get famous. He didn't do it to help anybody. And if you take a look at some of the stuff that he's doing, it makes no economic sense whatsoever And it's actually harmful to the people that he, etc. Like his, I'm going to help you, give you this, that, or the other, or come, I have funding for you. Very, very, very wild stuff. Okay? It's an untenable setup. And I think it's his this is his fourth try to be famous on YouTube. From what I said, so you gotta dig into it, because I had to dig into him. My son was watching it so often. I want to be like him. It was a mess. All right. We're getting closer to our goals, guys. Now I'm an enthusiast. Gonna grab another long distance. All right, we have 60,000 ducks. You can run your own food pantry. I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying his methodology, no. Okay. So, yeah, there's some things about him that just rub me so wrong. That could be just me. All right. Running a food pantry means people are donating their time and product. Anyways, you don't need to be YouTube famous for that. He pursued going overboard. Helping people is one thing. Screaming about it and having to race from one to another because you're going to go broke is something totally else. Like I said, dig into him. Okay? You got to dig into his history a little bit to understand why I'm not knocking that he's not helping people. The food pantry is probably the best he does. From what I've seen. But I literally, when I dug into him for a little bit, because my son was getting way too hooked, the mindset thing blew my mind. I just couldn't get him to do that. And that's my opinion, but my son already knows to help people. We're very big into that here. We've worked in food kitchens in New York and stuff. Okay? We've donated our time and our money and everything else as much as we could. We do all of that. And like I said, your online charity thing is great. It's the whole shtick that he's done. Because I don't think he's learned the lesson that needed to be learned. But again, that's me. Okay? He's very successful as long as he keeps going. But I don't think it's sustainable. There's a lot of people out there that are saying the same thing. It's not sustainable. And you want something sustainable. I want something sustainable. But I got 60 grand. And I can't buy a truck yet. So I'm going to call it quits. Tomorrow is going to either be Mass Effect or Fallout 4 in the morning, because I have to leave by 1 to make sure I can find the place to get my shot tomorrow. And I make no promises tomorrow afternoon when I get back into Tuesday. I hope. But I make no promises due to the first shot. So guys, you know what to do. Subscribe, follow, like, dislike, constructive criticism in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. I will see you all again soon. Cody, have a good night. Bye. Okay.